Hey everyone, it's Steph Stricklen. I am here, cleared to be on the hot ramp, which is actually a really cool spot. About to show you some really cool stuff. I think this is going to be one of my favorite live shots to bring you. This is like the most open real estate in this whole place. Guess who we're going to talk to? We are on our way to talk to the man who flies an incredible airplane. This is Jeff Boerboon. High five, man. How are you?
How we doing? Oh man, I am so excited. It's Saturday at Oshkosh 2018. For me to be flying on a Saturday, this is the first time I've flown at Oshkosh, and to get invited to fly on a Saturday, can you tell me how excited I am?
I love it. I'm with you.
Pinch me, man. It's so cool. We got a one-of-a-kind Yak 110.
Here, let's come around the front because this is the thing.
This is it. Here it is. Can you believe it?
2, 3. What is this all about, my friend?
Two different types of motors. Of course, we have the props driven by the M14s, and down here, this is special. We've got a CJ610, 3,000 pounds of thrust on this engine alone. It's more than the two props put together, actually. So we've taken a Yak 55 on this side. This was my airplane I bought in 2004.
Really?
This is the first Yak 55 I flew, also in 2004. Now we've done something really special. We take a Yak 55, we put them together with this custom-built center section.
This is so nuts.
And
this is so nuts.
Of course, we had to call it a Yak 110.
So clever, man. So clever. At some point, what was the thought process? Are you like, you know what we should do? Like, how does that come together?
Well, you know, my aerobatic friends and I in Arizona, we used to always say, well, you got to have some thrusters on the airplane. You got to be able to do this. Maybe we need a jet. You know, Jimmy Franklin did it. It looks awesome. And then I saw two airplanes sitting on the ramp, my airplane and another Yak 55. Yeah. And it looked like one airplane. I said, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. And all along, you know, I had this Yak 55 and I, you know, was moving on to the unlimited aerobatics and stuff. And I always felt, you know, there's going to be a better repurpose of this airplane, so I never sold it. I sold a couple partnerships in it, but here we are. We've repurposed two airplanes that would otherwise probably just be still sitting around in a hangar collecting dust, and now we've created a one-of-a-kind, amazing airplane, 6,000 pounds of thrust. It weighs 4,800 pounds with me in it, fueled up, ready for takeoff. That's a pretty good ratio.
Hey, we've got some questions starting to come in, but I got to let you know, Phil said that he saw the show on Thursday and got some amazing images. What has people's reaction been as you're either pushing the aircraft out over here, or what has the response been like?
It's been nonstop. I'm going from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night here at Oshkosh this year with a million questions. Everyone's super excited about the Yak 110. It's electric. I love it. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, very good question. Nico wants to know about the primary flight control systems. How did you integrate everything?
Well, it was actually way easier than we even first thought. So the ailerons just connect with the original Russian push tubes out to the wing with a couple idlers and an additional push tube. The elevators are all just connected together as one piece. And the rudder cables, we just took two push-pull cables from this side, ran them over to the other side. Perfect. It was easy.
So, okay, so let's see. Which side do you fly out of?
I fly, well, because I've got 450 hours in this airplane, I felt, yeah, that's pretty fitting to be in the left side. That's the captain side, if you will, and in my airplane. So we decided to make the red airplane the pilot side, and then the blue side now is more or less just a ride seat and also a baggage compartment. So I have no controls. I have no controls over there on the right-hand side, but you know, you could sit in there.
Yeah.
There's seat belts, a headset jack, and an MGL EFIS screen, so you can kind of get a feel and take someone for a ride. But when I go cross country,
people are asking, by the way, they're on the feet. They're like, take me flying.
Yeah, exactly. We can put you on the list. I know the list is a really long scroll right now, so. Probably it'll be a while.
Hey, Shane has a question, and walk with me. I want to go see this empty cockpit. Shane wants to know, and says, by the way, the show was amazing, but what is your fuel burn? What are we pumping through this bad boy?
I fly a 9-minute show, and at the end we have burned about 50 gallons of jet fuel in 9 minutes.
There you go.
And all that fuel is stored right here in the center section between the two. You see the caps up there on the wing? Yep. Those are a wet wing that hold about 90 gallons total of jet fuel, and then just in front of this bar we have 35 gallons of smoke oil for the two M14s.
So I have to tell you, this is a story. I'm going to stand next to him here. I remember when he was flying the Waco, and what I remember distinctly, I was on a media flight that day, and listening to air traffic control discuss, they're like, you're gonna think it's slow. They were actually saying this, like, you're gonna think it's slow. It's not slow. So my question to you is, what happens? How do you communicate what people are about to see when you're flying in?
Well, you know, I called it the Yak 110. It was funny because one of the Mark Sorensen with the Yak 55, he was coming in. He's got the twin Tiger airplanes. Yeah. And he called in on the prison arrival and said, hey, it's a half a Yak 110 inbound from the prison arrival, because the Yak 110 is all the buzz here. So, he kind of wanted to get in on that. In fact, we took some really cool photos with the Twin Tigers yesterday with the Yak 110 in the middle and the two Yak 55s on either side. Really brilliant photo by Glenn Watson. So had a great time with that.
So I imagine that you get a lot of questions, just in terms of how you customize things and how you put stuff together. So my question to you is, what level of customization did you have to come to make all this work?
Well, the MGL avionics that we have in there now, so you have 2 different engine types and 3 total. So if you imagine all those engine gauges on one instrument panel, there wouldn't be enough room for even a sequence card in there. So it's really great with the MGL avionics. We can put all 3 engine gauges, custom designed by Del Caller, right there for me to see. Very easy with a red light and a description of something that might be out of a normal parameter when I'm flying, so I don't have to continuously monitor the instrument panel. That's
good. That's really good. Oh, Phil is wondering how this bird handles. That's a great question, Phil.
Well, yeah. So I've got about 450 hours in the red airplane. It's a Yak 55. And together, the 2 airplanes fly exactly like a Yak 55. It was amazing. When I flew the airplane for the very first time, had I had my air show card from back when I was flying the Yak 55 in the air show, I could have dropped into the aerobatic box and flown the air show that day on flight number 1.
To watch the show is actually pretty incredible. And your team, by the way, I was checking out your online social media stuff. You've done a lot of really good work in terms of making sure that people can see and interact with you guys. We've got folks checking in from Bulgaria saying, oh, hey, I'm really glad, Georgie, that you like the live streams. They like being able to ask you questions in real time.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, let's talk. You already talked about some of the work you had to do on the wing in the center section. Any additional changes in terms of your radial engines? We talked about the jet engine.
Well, that's a great question, actually, because in a Yak 55, there's no need for a feathering prop. On a twin-engine airplane, you have to have the ability to feather a prop in case there's an engine failure. So MT Propeller did a fantastic job for us building custom props for this airplane. They're full feathering props. Also, the landing gear. I get a lot of questions about the landing gear. There's 6 wheels.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hang on. Let's do a count. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All wheels are present and accounted for, sir. India checking in.
So there's four main gear, and we've got the Matco brakes on there, the custom designed for this airplane. On the outside wheels, we have more braking than on the inside wheels. So when I push the left pedal, it actuates both of the left fuselage brakes, but it also gives me the ability to differential steer the ground handling.
That's genius. That's a really, really good question. Hey, Shane just wants you to know, Shane's back home in Canada, but says, in his opinion, your performance was truly the highlight of the weekend, and we have some pretty impressive stuff going on here.
That's quite an honor, and I appreciate all the great comments like that. We're so excited to be here with the one-of-a-kind airplane. It's humbling for me to be here with something that is better than I could have ever imagined when we set off to do this in September of 2016, and here we are at Oshkosh 18, just having a fantastic week.
Manuel wants to know, is it pneumatic, hydraulic? How are we steering?
Well, the steering, the brakes themselves are all hydraulic actuated. The air start, so we kept the original air start. If you're talking about compressed air for starting the M14s, that's all original, and we use the battery start with a starter on the jet engine.
So I've got it. It's funny because people keep asking for a ride. So yes, what I heard you say earlier is yes, someone in fact can ride over there. There's just, it's not a flight control system.
Well, I want the first ride I think should be really special. We've reached out to Mike Rowe a little bit. I think Mike Rowe would be the perfect person.
High five to that.
Yeah, I think he would be the perfect person. Mike, if you're watching, man, let's go flying.
Come on, you want to fly in this beast right here. Mike Rowe, come on. No, it does not take 2 pilots to fly. It takes this pilot to fly.
That's right.
You, at this point, and I recognize you're still very much so in the moment, but Are your wheels turning already for what's next? Because you have done some incredibly inventive and innovative stuff in the airshow industry.
We are thinking about what we can do with this airplane.
Wow.
I mean, I envision a night show and I'm hovering with a 100-foot flame from the flamethrower afterburner coming out of the back of the jet engine. So yeah, we're already thinking a lot of cool things for the airplane.
Derek wants to know, how difficult is it to land with essentially 2 tail wheels, right? And with your main spreads up here, what's landing like?
You would think, I get that question a lot, but you know what? It lands so nice. That spring action of the titanium gear on the Yak 55 was designed so perfectly to begin with that it sets down. It doesn't matter the crosswind. 35 knots of crosswind the other day at Hill Air Force Base, not a problem.
Yeah. Hey, someone was asking if you're flying today.
I am.
Woo!
At 2:50.
Okay.
Oshkosh 18, Saturday.
You have to check it out. Jeff, thank you. Again,
Yes.
another high five. Mike Rowe, man.
Awesome.
Mike Rowe. Where's my guy? Let's get Mike Rowe in this thing. That would be a great idea for a first
Yes,
flight.
sir.
Yeah, this plane attracts a crowd no matter where. Yes! What do you think? What do you think
I'm
of
impressed. I've never seen anything like that.
it? Isn't it like,
A stunt plane too?
yeah. Wait till you see it. Wait until you see it.
Rockstar. Jeff.
Rockstar.
Jeff's
Look
a
at you,
rockstar.
Yes, sir.
rockstar. Thank
Gotta
you,
get
sir.
along with your,
Putting him right on the
pilot.
spot like that. You have to get a kick out of that. Oh, you're welcome, Derek. It's what I love most about doing the Facebook live streams is the ability to be able to share your comments in real time with him, make it a little interactive. So thanks for all of your check-ins. Hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna wrap it up because he's got a big crowd there and a lot of people who want to talk to him, as you might imagine. So, Osh18, that's the hashtag. We have one more live coming for you later today.